Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hey everybody, welcome to yet another Hangout with me, Chris Perillo. I am very happy to be doing this. I happen to enjoy doing Hangouts, although I don't do them as frequently as some other people do. Some people seem to live in Google Plus Hangouts, but I had some people on the YouTube Partners team reach out to me last week and asked if I would do or be willing to do a Google Plus Hangout and specifically geared it towards YouTube partners, because I have the ability to broadcast Hangouts live on the air, which is something that not everyone has the ability to do. And really, the only reason why that is, at this point, is because during these broadcast Hangouts, if any content that is not licensed to be played back or shared is actually played back or shared in the broadcast, I could lose my Connect Google account and YouTube account vicariously. So it's something that not everyone's going to have access to, unfortunately. But Google Plus has been, I would say, interesting to be working within. And I don't work for Google at all, but in terms of finding and exploring community, Google Plus has provided different opportunities than opportunities afforded on Facebook or Twitter. And as someone who does video on a regular basis, I sit on the advisory board for Ustream, do the live video feed at live.perillo.com. Doing Hangouts and actually interacting with people in real time is, to me, it's par for the course. It's kind of fun. You get to talk to other people, whether you know those people or not. Now, if this Hangout was private, I would be able to have anybody who saw that the Hangout was open to join. But since the Hangout is being broadcast, the only people who can join are people in the circles that I've invited to join the specific broadcast. So whether you're separating ammunition on the floor, and that's your business, or you like building websites and that's your business, or you just like creating content and that's your business, I think Google Plus can help you engage your existing community and discover people that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to discover. Right now, I'm sitting on the edge of 1 million people who have circled me on Google Plus, which to some may not seem like a lot, because the activity on Google Plus is certainly not as high as activity on Facebook or Twitter. And anybody will say that. There are a lot of people who are using Google Plus, certainly. But where that number really makes an impact is specifically on YouTube. So any of those people who circled me, they will see the videos that I'm sharing on YouTube, whether they're subscribed to me on YouTube or not, because of the way that Google is crossing over YouTube subscriptions and videos with the Google Plus circles. Moreover, when those people who have circled me are searching on Google for something, if the content that I've created has been +1 or shared on Google Plus, it will show up in Google organic search results. And that's the #1 reason I have been strongly recommending that anybody who does anything on YouTube has to be doing something on Google Plus as well. They're really the same kind of service, and Google's going to continue to sew the two together. I don't have any insight, but you can see what they're doing in limited tests, eliminating the like button and the dislike button on YouTube pages and placing a +1 button where they were instead. So you are soon likely going to lose the ability to like or dislike a video and only just use +1, which crosses over into your social graph, which influences results. So if you're not paying attention to this now and you're doing okay on YouTube, or you want to do okay on YouTube, you need to be paying attention to Google Plus circles and growing organically there. And you grow organically by sharing, the same stuff that you're doing anyway. You just do it on Google Plus as well. And then you get circled by people. This is something that, I've been able to extend to a few people that, are part of my community. sharing the circle so that other people will follow them. And I think they've gotten quite a few more followers than they would have had otherwise, a few thousand, according to some. When I have, at this point, just shy of 1 million people who have circled me on Google+. When you add the number 200,000 subscribers on YouTube to that number, it's quite a nice number to share. Over 1 million people see the videos or have the potential of seeing the videos that I publish on YouTube. Or potentially can join me in these hangouts, and we can interact with one another, ask questions, answer questions, or just hang out, do wacky things that we may want to do, adding a different, I guess, element of interactivity and community to what you may already be doing. And I know there are a lot of live video services out there, but Google continues to improve upon the Hangouts. And if nothing else, the SEO value, the subscriber count value, and the just community value, if that's not enough, then doing Hangouts is something that is going to allow you to extend your reach and your, I guess, engagement model. And there's at least one person in here I know is almost addicted to Hangouts. He seems to be hanging out every day. Stacy, Stacy Ferris here on the end, or at least he's on the end in my array of thumbnails. You're not a YouTube partner. You don't do videos on a regular basis, but you seem to like Google Plus Hangouts. Why?
Well, I like engaging conversation. Oh, and I use that word again. Sorry, Chris. I hate using the word engage because everyone uses it. But I like to talk to people, and when I feel like talking, I want to talk now and respond to someone. And that's what's kind of cool about this. I'll see, I've got this cool add-on that I use that shows me who's in a Hangout at what certain time. And if there's anyone on there that I've circled that I've enjoyed talking to, I'll just click and join their Hangout, and then there we go. It's pretty cool.
So have you been able to meet people that you've known or had reputations elsewhere that you were able to connect to, or connect with people that you had no idea even existed?
Oh, most of them I never knew they were existed. And the coolest people that I've connected to are media. The media outlets out there are actually getting onto this Google Plus thing, especially on the West Coast. And I mean, you're out there talking with stars. I mean, they put stars on. The other day, the one I missed, which I'm still killing myself, was now I can't think of his name. Gene Simmons. Sorry, Gene Simmons was on, and I missed that Hangout, and I was just kicking myself. So that's why it's so addictive. And you did say that one time. You got to be careful because you can find yourself on there all the time.
I think, we, as YouTube producers and partners, we know that video is a very strong mechanism for delivery, for communicating. And Google's made it very simple to connect with other people, specifically those you otherwise would never have been able to connect with. And there are more people in this world, well, and there are rare exceptions to this, but there are more people in this world who don't know who you are. And Google Plus is a great delivery mechanism for getting your content and your information to them, in front of them. And that velocity is going to continue to climb the more that Google continues to push Google Plus. I think you're going to see even more crossover. Again, I have no insight. I don't work for Google. I think they're going to continue to sew the services and should continue to sew the services together for better engagement. So you have to be thinking down this road. If you are a YouTube partner, or if you want to be a YouTube partner, you need to pay attention to what's happening on Google Plus, even if nothing's happening right now. Or to you, it seems that nothing's happening right now. It's better to be ahead of the curve in this sense than behind the curve. This is, I would say, as far as Google's social efforts are concerned, the best that they've done. They continue to iterate and release new features and continue to listen, I would say, to what even though they can't accommodate all the more vocal users, they certainly do listen, and they're taking an active part in making sure this is an experience that people want. And if
Chris, would you say the reverse is true as well? Like you said, I'm here on Google Plus. I do have a YouTube account, but I don't put anything out there. Is this something maybe we should grab on now as well, going the other way?
There's certainly a possibility. If you've got a strong voice and you haven't done much with video before, doing something like a Google Plus Hangout and having a topic of conversation can certainly accelerate your expertise. Part of the value of doing anything in social media is being social and sharing what it is that you know with other people. That could be parlayed into anything, really. Exposure. It could be parlayed into potential jobs or gigs. A lot of the opportunities that I receive on a daily basis come because of the things that I do in video. So don't think of Google Plus like Facebook. Think of Google Plus like, or let me start thinking of Google Plus like an extension of YouTube, because they offer this public video capability, and YouTube partners, there's no official way of doing it, but I think Google would certainly be, or they would entertain the idea of offering things like what I'm doing now, these live Google Plus broadcasts to the YouTube partners, because they're trying to increase the amount of attention that Google Plus gets. So even if you don't like Google Plus today, if you can't figure it out, think of it more like a content production tool. Facebook's not really a content production tool. It's a place for you to share stuff, and yes, Google Plus is as well, but Google Plus is closer to YouTube or Blogger than it is to Facebook. Like I said, it's nice for me to say that over 1 million people are basically subscribed to the content that I provide. I can say this now. Google, which is pretty much the #1 destination on the planet today, that's where people discover content. So what does it matter that you're publishing on YouTube or Google Plus? As far as Google's concerned, I'm sure within a few years' time, they're going to be one and the same. YouTube's a site. It's a destination. It's a brand. But that social velocity and the account management, I'm telling you, dude, it's going to continue to cross over. So that when someone comments on a video that I do, the chances of it automatically going over to their Google Plus account may be pretty high. Like if they type in a comment and a little imagine a little checkbox that says also share on Google Plus. Boom. You've got the ability to give your audience a better opportunity of sharing your content, and it's so much more valuable when your community shares your content compared to you sharing your content. And that's something that even if it's not in place today, you've got to think to the future. You can't just don't imagine YouTube for what it was 10 years ago. I don't think it was around 10 years ago, but at the very beginning, it's certainly nothing like it is today. It continuously evolves, and Google Plus is going to do the same thing. Google's not going to let go. Their design ethos from Google Plus has begun to seep into other Google services, and really your identity as far as Google is concerned is going to be tied into your Google Plus account. Wouldn't you rather have built up that attention base on Google Plus now rather than wait a year from now? And when things change and possibly get bigger and more engagements happening, they add more features that make it more compelling for you to join. Don't wait. You should start engaging on Google Plus right away. And I hear that there's only so much time in the day, but you also are making an investment with every video you do. You owe it to yourself, your community, your potential community, to be sharing that content anywhere you can. And understand Google is as much a strong partner with YouTube partners as they are likely going to be with Google Plus. That remains to be seen. Again, I don't work for Google. I've got probably about 1,000 ideas about where they could take Google Plus and position it better for YouTube partners. Whether they want to listen, I don't know. I'm just full of ideas. That's all. And I love using tools like Google Plus to help get the word out. And I'm very happy to say that it's pushed me to the point where it has, and I can't wait to see what more they're going to be doing with Google Plus. Any questions from the audience? Wow, that was amazing. Yeah, that's good to know.
I guess I'll throw out a question there for you. You have been on YouTube even before Google Plus started. So between when Google Plus started, did you change anything with after Google Plus got started?
Oh, yeah.
Which you did on YouTube?
I did a Hangout almost right away and recorded that Hangout before we officially could. The quality was a little lower than I would have wanted it to be, But if you go back to when Google Plus launched, we did some Hangouts, like, and said, hey, we're going to be doing a Hangout. And I thought maybe we could do these live broadcasts every day to talk about, technology topics, that are on hand. I think that still is interesting. There may be a value, and I'd still be interested in doing that. Hang on just a second. My dog he loves Google Hangouts. Hang on. Wicket, here's the reason why. Because he wants, give me a second. It's this one. I've got to do the, Wicket, where is it? There we go. This is what Wicket wanted. He wanted me to put on the doggy face. So now we got 2 dogs playing in Google Plus. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Let me go ahead and clear off the dog. So anyway, if there was an opportunity to work with other content producers and do these Google, like, imagine if we had, a handful of popular YouTube people doing a Google Plus Hangout together, and then we uploaded that video. It would be amazing for our respective communities. Where we may run into problems is uploading the same video several times over, and then potentially, if we're all monetizing the video, we may get flagged. And Google may very well accommodate that, and I think that would be an interesting idea to explore, if only between just a handful of people that like talking about the same type of the same topic. I mean, I would love to do a Google Plus Hangout with other leading technology pundits and do it potentially on a weekly basis and record it and get it out there. It's just another way of networking and making it easy for me to connect with people I don't yet know as well, and people who might know me well or may not know me at all. Facebook's more about and I said this from the beginning, Facebook, and other people have echoed this in their own words, Facebook's more about the people you know. Google Plus is more about the people you don't yet know or who don't yet know you. And that's why I say Google Plus is more like YouTube or as a content delivery vehicle, or Blogger as a content delivery vehicle, and less like Facebook. Google Plus does not have Facebook envy at all. They're essentially taking these very successful services and just putting a different face on it. And that's where I hope they will continue to allow their partners to expand their reach. The one question that Google has yet to answer as far as Google Plus is their monetization strategy. And we all know that Google monetizes everything. They are not in the game of search. They are in the game of advertising. So much like Google allowed for Blogger monetization, much like they allowed YouTube for monetization, I think for more YouTube partners to pick it up, they may be waiting for their monetization strategy. And I'm really interested, and I've got a few different ideas. I actually posted them on Google+, how I believe YouTube can have a monetization strategy for content publishers on Google+. And that would make it even more of a compelling resource for sharing information. There's stuff that I could put out there that I could blog, but sometimes it's just as easy to send out a link or tweet out a link or share something on Facebook or Google+. It's just where are you going to draw the most value from it? Do I need to do a whole video talking about a particular topic or covering a topic, or is it just as easy to share a link? It depends on, is the information worth something? Is it valuable? At which point, the way that I do video, I'm going to do a video on it. But even if your video content is mostly edited, you don't do a lot of information, it's entertainment or it's a vlog, Google Plus is going to allow you to expand your audience and your reach.
Okay, I have a question again about the video thing, because I mean, watching you is kind of putting a little spark there, but I'm a chicken when it comes to doing video, because like you said in the webinar last night, if I can give away one little secret, I mean, personality. It doesn't matter that you got a chubby face or whatever if you can get your personality out there. Do you think that they're going to integrate the video in Google Plus? Because it just sits there. I've not done anything with it. With YouTube, have you heard anything?
Wait, with what specifically?
In Google Plus, you can record a video. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Although the funny thing is, Google Chrome has problems with it on OS 10. I have no problems using Safari and recording video on Google Plus, but there's a massive bug. Google does okay. I mean, the software certainly works, but the software is an absolute dog on OS 10. Anything related to video in Google and YouTube on a Mac is pathetic. So I don't know if they're going to allow that to be a direct conduit. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if I'm all that interested in recording video that I would push to YouTube through Google Plus. And I mean, it'd be nice to maybe have an option, but usually if I'm sitting in front of my desk like this and just generally, talking about random things, it's just not, it wouldn't be my style. It wouldn't be the way that I would necessarily want to publish. You know, maybe if they had that crossover for recording a video, let's see here, share video, upload video, YouTube from your phone or record video. Yeah, I think it's just recording locally. It's not recording to YouTube. I think maybe, that conduit might be interesting from a vlogging standpoint, but beyond that, I don't know. If that was the question you were asking.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, you've got a nice rig there. You've got the good camera and ready to go. But for someone who's starting, maybe that with a nice webcam would be a good way to get into putting out YouTube videos if they allowed the integration there.
Yeah, potentially. See, this is okay. Now you see what happened. Do you see it? Did my video get squished?
It got switched to a 4:3.
Google's software sucks. And I'm saying this even after Google asked me to do this Hangout. Maybe I'll get their attention. It's horrible on OS 10. And I'm using Google Chrome. Hang on, let me switch to screen share. Let me see what can I share on my. I know what I'll do. I'll share my selected window so I can do live screencasting. There we go. Now everything is nice and clean. There's my Google Plus profile. See right there? It says 968,000 people who have circled me. I like, creating and pushing content. Here's like an example and here's proof that I'm using Google Chrome. An example, what we'll do is when we post a new video that we usually record live on YouTube every day, we'll put our link to lockergnome.com in there. There's the Hangout. If I scroll down a little further, posting images that, I didn't create the image, but it's some e-cards, so they're generally unattributed. Jamie Bouch, one person in our community, in the Nomies community, she shared one of our Locker Gnome articles, so I just reshared what she had shared. It was kind of nice. Gave her some coverage. I shared a YouTube video, just a random one, a tablet newspaper predicting. It was basically the iPad that Knight Ritter had published in 1994. This video is an amazing video. You got to watch it. I'm starting to cover other YouTube celebrities. We're just starting to upload a brief series on our YouTube channel. Animated GIF support, and Kevin's staff does an animated GIF of me every day just because he wants to. More of our YouTube videos. Not a lot of commentary, though, on Google+. Some of the hotter topics get a lot more. There's me teasing the video that we're doing right now. Some days it's more interesting than other days. When I found out, there's a Kindle Fire update, teasing off, one of our discounts for the Android development course, resharing information that someone else had posted about their average work week, Lynette Young, another super engager, posting fun little photos here. I mean, this, imagine instead of just posting your photos to your Facebook account, that you can also post to your Google account. What's it hurt? It doesn't hurt anything.
Are they going to fix the problem? What I think is a problem, Chris, and you may not. I mean, you know what's coming down the pike. I don't. But, okay, on the Facebook, the other people, there's one central location that we can talk and bring up stuff and do whatnot. So if this is integrated with YouTube, is there one place that your people could go and talk instead of talking on your own stream and hitting a plus with someone's name? To me, that drives me kind of nuts. Instead of having one central place, kind of for me, but not. Do you see that as a kind of a pain, having to plus everyone to get their attention?
Yeah, I do. Well, I may be an edge case. I do wish it was easier to actually manage the amount of conversations. I actually turned off. There's an option to turn off getting tagged in items, and I had to do that because I was getting so much junk. It wasn't even funny. It's difficult to track on Google Plus right now. There's so many potential conversations you could miss out on, knowing which ones you want to engage and share or plus one, and knowing that it's going to impact your search results. That's the one thing that I think is the big win for Google and doing Google Plus, is that if you circle me, you're saying you like the things that I have to share. You like my content. So you're not likely to circle someone who's a spammer. And, I mean, you could, but it would potentially damage your search results with Search Plus Your World. maybe Google will make it easier at some point, or when they open up the API. There have been a couple of people who toyed with it in a basic level, trying to make it easier to track conversations and follow conversations, but it's still not as easy as it could be, especially for people who are super engaged and don't have a lot of extra time on their hands.
Yeah, it's like we have one spot over there on Facebook. We have that one group that we're in, and I know if I go to that page, I see the people I want to talk to about a subject. Here on Google
groups, that's more groups. That's more like groups, and they've got let's see here. Google Groups was just updated recently with a different interface. I would actually like to see Google Groups be merged into Google Plus, because, and I know some people like kick and scream, but if you take the same features and move it over into Google Plus, suddenly the community engagement on Google Plus would explode, because you would have Google Plus public facing and then several groups that you manage or communicate in. Maybe at some point, and I know some people would kick and scream having Gmail integrated with Google Plus, but they're taking these different elements and they're putting them together. Groups and Plus belong more together than do Gmail, say Google Plus. So that's just something to consider too. Google's got a lot more social activity that's happening that's not just on Google Plus, and hopefully it will continue to be refined. Daniel, your mic is a little hot. It's another thing you have to consider managing during Hangouts. Sometimes someone's audio is a little wonky. Turn down your audio, it should be a little better.
Yeah, I'm trying to mute the people who are making ambient noises.
See, I've got a live production staff. What else could you want? So, any other questions?
Other than from one of the Nomis, Yamazara Ninja asked how do you qualify for being a YouTube partner, and how would he apply?
I believe there's the application process. I don't know, may even be shut down. I was a partner before they even had a partnership program. I think you have to have a certain amount of subscribers, views, engagement.
I could probably chime in on that, since I recently just gained partnership a couple months ago. From what I remember, their application process is pretty simple. All you have to do is fill out a simple form saying your name, what your channel is subject to, and stuff like that. And basically, YouTube looks at your videos and how active both you are and your audience is in video views. When I applied, I only had about 1,000 subscribers and I think 100,000 video views, but I was very active with that small amount, and I was constantly posting stuff. And that's one of the big things that YouTube looks for, is that you're paying attention to your YouTube and you're constantly either posting videos or commenting back on comments. So they're looking for the very active people, who they will give you partnership. And that's what I know.
There you go. I mean, that's all you should need to know, and that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
So that's all the more reason why you'd want to be engaged on Google Plus. Otherwise, they're probably not going to give you more ways to engage on Google Plus. Any other questions? If not, we can wrap her up.
Any big tips that you'd want to give any YouTube partners about using Google Plus and YouTube and together?
I honestly, I would look at Google Plus Hangouts and see what you can do with them. Whether it's simple, once a month, once a week. Having fun inside of Google Plus. I think part of it, especially with the YouTube crossover, is going to be video. It was really neat, actually. I just randomly was scrolling on a page one day, or a Google Plus page, and saw that Felicia Day was hanging out. And since I'm in one of her circles, so I joined, and I'm like, oh my god! And then she ended up following up with me. She had a couple of questions in terms of high quality video here on YouTube, and she was having some issues with CamTwist, some software. And I tried to step her through it, but I don't have her email address, and I'm not going to be so forward as to email her. That's not my dog. The Wicket, don't chime in. Don't. He started to